This is Coach Conklin with Define the Standard LLC and Arkansas State University football. I'm kind of excited today because we've got two guys that are relatively new to our program, two safeties who I work directly with. We've got Brandon Barnes and we got AJ Wallace. Both those guys got on campus here this past summer and have had some conversations with them. I've had some conversations with their family as well, but I'm really excited about you two guys because when you guys came in June, right? And then when you guys are left really about 3 days ago, spending June and July with us, there's been a lot of growth. And I think the one thing or the one word that stands out to me is that you guys have operated with a lot more intent as you kind of figured out how the practice sessions work, how the training sessions work. I've seen a lot more intentionality in what you guys are doing. So that's really encouraging to see. Both these guys have a tremendous future, really good players, really good athletes, got a lot of God-given talent and skills, but they've also have got a lot of character to them, which is obviously really, really important. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to open up this question, and I'm going to start with you, Brandon, and then I'll go to you, AJ. But the question that I want to ask you guys, when you look at, your daily life and your daily operation of how you approach things, what is it, how do you define the standard of your life, or what are the standards that you try to live by every day? Brandon, I'll start with you.
So really every day that I wake up, I always start to think I have all the blessings and all the opportunities that anybody could really ask for. And when you look at it from that perspective, it's like you don't have it as bad as you think you do. So I live my life as you attack everything you do and you appreciative of everything that you get, because no matter what, it's always gonna be somebody that has it worse than you do. So I really don't take anything for granted, So
Yep.
that's how I personally.
That's awesome. And I know, and we'll talk a little bit about this too. We'll talk about your burn and stuff, but perspective obviously is a huge deal. Having perspective of what you've been given and the blessings. That's really cool to hear. AJ, how about you?
Pretty much piggybacking off of Brandon, mine is pretty much similar. You can't give any opportunities to waste. And, when I wake up in the morning, sometimes I get happy because you can't go into the day on a bad mindset, because then you're going to have a fixed mindset and you can't open up your perspective on many things.
Right. It's perfect. Perfect. The blessings, the perspective, the opportunity that you guys have been given. Obviously, I know your families have spoke about that with you guys in the recruiting process. That was very evident. You guys have a tremendous amount of strength there with your families, and then you guys are obviously building on that. And that ties into, our 4th and 1 day or our prize fighter day. And I always tell guys, this is kind of where it started for me. Guy by the name of Ben Newman. He has really kind of marketed and started this concept of the burn and understanding what your burn is, and knowing that, it's not really your purpose, obviously, and it's not really your why, but it's the thing that really gets you going in the morning and gets you ignited in something that you can obviously, connect to. And it's a huge deal. And I started doing it, about 3 months ago, and it's been awesome for me. But we started as a football team talking about this more this summer. And so I'm going to open it up. AJ, I'm going to come back to you this time, and I'm going to start off with you, but I want you to talk about your burn. What is the thing that you try to connect to every single day that gets you ignited to your purpose and obviously, your why?
Yes, sir. To start off, my why is I have a nephew, and he has a single parent in his life. His father doesn't come around a lot. So every day I just wake up and I think about him, and I try to be the father figure that his dad couldn't be. So every day I'm just trying to strive to be a better man, just trying to strive to be closer to God, and just trying to be the best man I can be at the end of the day.
It's awesome. So and again, so that burn is something you're trying to connect to or trying to think of, right, every day, and what gets you going. And really what it does, right, it allows you to really perform with standards over feelings. If that really is the burn that you're connected to, you think of him. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. That's awesome. Brandon, how about you? What do you got for your burn?
My burn really ties into my standards, and for the most part, I really look at them the same way because, like I said, you can't really take for granted what you have, and like what you do have, you got to understand that somebody else doesn't. So
Mm-hmm.
you got to be grateful for it, and so that's how I take it and how I approach it. Like AJ was saying, like I get happy just thinking about the fact that I'm able to play at the Division 1 level or even play in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, times don't get hard and stuff gonna get difficult, but at the same time, it's just like you can overcome anything. So that's just the mindset you have to have towards it.
Right. And this kind of goes back to, and then again, one of the things that I've been encouraged with you guys, especially being true freshmen, and I think it's good. We had Justin Parks on last week, and now we're talking to two younger guys who kind of starting their process. But really, the fact that you guys have kind of dove down, and I think the difference between guys that are just okay and those high performers, they really truly understand who they are. They believe in who they are. They understand what they want to accomplish. They understand their mission, and it's really cool to see how you guys have already started that process. And that may change obviously a little bit as you guys go through it, right? But you guys have started that process, and that's a huge deal in order to accomplish the things that you guys want to accomplish. All right. So here's a second question that I've got for you. AJ, I'm going to stay with you on this one, and then I'll go to Brandon. But you guys are going into your first fall camp in college football. I know, when I was playing, we just showed up like 2 days before. You ran your 300-yard shuttle or your 110s, and you were scared to death. You guys have a little bit different experience, right? You guys have been here for 2 months. You got a good relationship with obviously the players and the coaches, so you guys are ready to go. What is it right now that you guys – do you have any concerns? Do you have any reservations? Or is there anything right now that, I'm a little bit unsure of, anything that just kind of snaps as we're talking here today?
The only thing that I would say would probably be my nutrition. Since
Yeah.
we're working out so much and we're having a lot of workouts, and I feel like my weight will slowly decrease, but I just think as fall camp goes on and the more I get used to it, the more my weight will pick up and the more my nutrition will get better.
Right. Absolutely. And, you guys know this. I mean, we've been having skill developments they're pretty intense. As you guys know, skill developments are intense. And then you think about going a practice a day like that, right? Not having a day off the skill developments plus the training and the overload. There's no doubt that's going to be something that we have to make sure we monitor. Brandon, how about you? What do you got?
I really don't have any worries, honestly. I mean, maybe like what AJ was saying about nutrition, that might be the only thing. But for the most part, it's just football. You're just out there playing. It's time to go earn your keep. So you just approach it like that.
Yep. Yeah, no question. And so I think, like, as you guys look at it, and this is kind of what I wanted to dive down into, and just I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to talk about really one thing, maybe that you're going to try to do during the course of the day, but really important, especially this time of year, right? We're going into fall camp. It's really critical for you guys to know, hey, what does my nutrition look like? What's my schedule going to look like? The habits and the routines of fall camp are critical because sometimes the best ability is what? It's availability, right? Sometimes best ability. So if you're available, you'll have an opportunity to play. And we talked about this. Coach Jones talked about this with the team. You guys, there's going to be guys that right now may be down the depth chart, but end up playing as the season goes on because that's college football. There's going to be injuries. There's going to be guys that are out a week. So how can we build that routine and how can we build those daily habits? So within our 4th and 1 day, right? We talk about our I am statements, okay? Our I am statements. And this goes back to the belief in yourself. Brandon, give me one I am statement that you're going to continually talk to yourself about this fall camp.
I am as in like something that I believe in myself.
I am, yeah, what you want to be. I am like, what is it that you want to, what do you want to be here in the future?
Uh, I am going to be an all conference player. I am going to be a leader on the team, and I am going to be a part of the university. You know, somebody that I'm gonna be a person that everybody likes to be around, and somebody that everybody respects.
Perfect. Perfect. AJ, how about you? Give me an I am statement.
I am a man of my word. If I say I'm gonna do something, it's gonna happen.
Perfect. I love that. That's awesome. All right, so let's talk about the football piece of it. Let's talk about the daily stuff within the football. All right, so we're wall to wall ball. All right, so you guys have talked about your burn. You guys have an I am statement. You guys will probably add to that, or you may subtract from that a little bit. But within football, you got nutrition, right? You got the playbook and film. You got sleep that we've spoke about. You've got training and recovery, which we spoke about, and you've obviously got mental performance. So I'm going to stay right here, Brandon. I'm going to start with you. We're going to go right down it. You good on this? So we're going to go nutrition playbook. And I know you guys have thought about this a little bit, but give me one thing you're going to do within your nutrition to make sure that you're building quality daily habits and daily routines.
Everything that I was doing before, I'm going to do more of. So,
give me an example.
You know, okay, most of the time, I would force feed myself, even though I wasn't hungry. But the fact that you do so much that you have to eat and drink like that. So now that it's going to become more of a workload and more football and, active stuff going on, I'm going to have to take that in consideration and, start carrying around gallon jugs of water or getting a couple extra plates and taking it back, home and stuff like that.
Perfect. Perfect. How about playbook and film? Give me one thing that you're going to do with the playbook and the film.
Ask questions to I still keep asking questions to the older guys,
Yep.
and people like Trey T and Webbs, everybody I just ask them some things that I'm confused about. And we go in the meeting room or DB room and we'll turn the film on and go from there.
Good. How about sleep? What are you going to do with sleep?
Sleep, that's a good one. I might just have to find something to take to just put me instantly to sleep, because a lot of times, I mean, you're an athlete, so you kind of when you get home, you dwell before you go to sleep. So you either watching TV or you're on your phone or you're doing something. But
yep.
Have to get recovery. So I think I might have to, go get something or something to help me sleep.
We'll talk about this, but there's a I'll talk about this. I won't give you all my secrets out, but there's an app that you can use at night, meditation app, it'll help you go to sleep. All right, here we go. Training and recovery. What's one thing you got to do within the recovery piece daily?
So with recovery, I think the cold tub and the hot tub are key factors. Yep. I get in the hot tub every day.
Yeah, hot tub's fun. The cold tub's not as much fun.
No,
at all.
All right, and last one is, how about this is a good one. Mental performance. What are some things you want to do like daily just to make sure you're tapping into your mental performance, mental skills?
Like I was saying earlier, just asking questions, making sure that I'm on the right track with everything. Most of the time, I would try not to overthink it. So, just really just going and doing it, and just asking questions if I feel like I need to ask questions.
Love it. Love it. One thing I will say about you do a phenomenal job of asking questions. You're always one of the guys stop by the office, whether it's special teams or safeties, hey, this coverage. And I know you talk to those older guys as well. It's a great quality to have. All right, AJ, you ready? I'm gonna put you on the spot. All right, you ready to go? So first one with football, wall-to-wall ball here for the next 2 to 3 weeks. All right, what are you gonna do from a nutrition standpoint daily?
My nutrition was already at a very decent level for.
Yeah.
I'd say carrying around more high protein snacks and just snacking throughout the day.
What do you do? Like, what are some? Give me just one example of, because I know you're pretty dialed in with nutrition. I can,
Mhm.
I saw your arms the other day, man. You look like all swolled up. You guys are
Yes,
getting
sir.
jacked. But what's one thing you do from a nutrition standpoint that you feel pretty good about, like that you monitor?
That I monitor, I would say the amount of carbohydrates I take in daily.
Perfect, perfect. All right, how about from a playbook and film standpoint?
Playbook
Daily.
and film. I'm actually the complete opposite of Brandon. I just sit there and I try to take in. I'll ask a few questions, but one thing I do need to work on is ask more questions during playbook and film.
Yep, I would agree with that because you're a smart guy. I know that. But yeah, the questions, and we'll talk a little bit about that
Mhm.
as well. So one thing that I've talked to guys in the past that I've worked with is, if you can just spend 20 minutes, right? If I can spend 20 minutes and I can go into the film room, and even as you watch practice, trying to formulate 3 to 5 questions that you'll have for myself, right? Um, hey, coach, during one-on-ones, or hey, coach, during inside run or during 7-on-7, I noticed this. Ask that question, and it helps kind of get you engaged in it. But we can talk more about that as well as we go through. All right, next one, training and recovery. What's one thing you got to do in training and recovery?
One thing in training I would have to say is up my level of intensity. Jumping from high school to college, just intensity is a big gap, and
Yep.
then maintaining the college intensity is even more big gap. I'd say just in expanding my. Well, I don't know what I'm saying right now, but what
You're
was the
right.
second question? What was
It
the
was just
second part?
it was your training recovery.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, no, you're right on there. And I think, like Brandon was saying, like the cold tubs are really important.
Yeah.
Obviously, the daily weigh-ins you guys will be required to do. Those are things that I was talking about, like take no talent. Those things will be required. And then the last thing for you is the mental performance piece of it. What's the mental performance? What's something that you can do from a mental performance side?
Something that I can do is even when I'm not getting reps, imagining myself getting reps in real life game situations to help me
Yep,
get better. Oh,
yep. The visualization piece of it.
yes,
And now
sir.
it's kind of goes back to what you were talking about a little bit, Brandon. When you guys, like at night, you guys have a hard time, like, cutting your brain off, and I do too, because you've kind of been in it. It's an intense environment. One thing that you can do is you can, take 5 minutes and just visualize, hey, I'm playing cover four right now, and I go through different route concepts, right? It's a great way to kind of let the mind relax, rest. And it's also giving you those mental reps. And I think as you guys take more reps, and you'll know some of the issues that you may have, or some of the things that you don't defend as well. Hey, I have a hard time defending that 7 cut, right? I want to get better at coming out of my break on a dig route in cover four. Maybe it's the reroute in cover three, right? Just some of those things, and you start to visualize those things. It's a good way for you to visualize and also shut your brain down a little bit. So, all right, guys, that really is it. That's kind of what I've got for us today. I thought that was really good, and I appreciate you guys taking the opportunity to visit with me a little bit. And I'll just tell you this again. You got two guys right here with Brandon Barnes and AJ Wallace, who obviously high character guys. They've had a lot more intentionality, like we talked about coming in to this fall camp, and a lot of fun to work with. And when you're coaching guys, you always want to coach guys. It's a two-way street. You don't want to be dragging guys along. You want guys that sit in the meeting room and go, coach me, coach. And I do appreciate that about you guys. So I'm excited to get this camp going and seeing how far we can take you guys in achieving the things that you want to accomplish, not only here, but obviously after college as well. You guys good?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
All right. I appreciate it, guys. Have a good one, and we'll talk soon. Enjoy your last day and a half off. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Wolves up.